There you are. I've been looking all over for you.
You're not ready for the world outside. You keep pretending, but you just can't hide. I know I said that I'd be standing by your side, but your path's unbeaten and it's all uphill. And you can meet it, but you never will. And I'm the reason that you're standing still. But I wish I could say the right words to lead you through this land. Wish I could play the father and take you by the hand. Wish I could stay, but now I understand. I'm standing in the way. The cries around you, you don't hear at all, 'cause you know I'm here to take that call. So you just lie there when you should be standing tall. But I wish I could lay your arms down and let you rest at last. Wish I could slay your demons, but now that time has passed. Wish I could stay, you're stalwart standing fast, but I'm standing in the way. I'm just standing in the way. No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. No one knows what it's like. It is empty as my conscience seems to be.
I was almost about to burst a fucking tears.
And then you throw in Sydney Sweeney and Vanderbilt. For God's sakes, way to ruin it.
I'd rather light a candle than curse your darkness, my friend. But yeah, R.I.P. Anthony Head, man. What a fucking gentleman. Anything I've ever seen him in, I have enjoyed. Obviously Buffy being my favorite, but I'd seen him in a few things before. You're not going to understand this, audience, because it's going to be seamless, but I am going to pause the stream for 1 second. You won't have noticed that little interlude, but I had to go tell the doggo to lay down. But yeah, I had actually seen they had some kind of virtual reality TV show with the girl Lori Singer from the original Footloose back in 95 or 96, literally right before Buffy aired in 97. Probably was being made around the same time, I'd imagine. And he was kind of like her watcher, but he was a little bit more close to his Ripper personality. But I had also seen him in one of my favorite episodes of the TV show Highlander, where an immortal military guy, his daughter gets SA'd. Crazily, another crazy coincidence is that episode, and I don't remember what it's from, but anyway, the Highlander goes with his girlfriend and his young protege Richie. They go to visit Anthony Stewart Head and his son. He's like a diplomat, and the diplomat's kid had essayed a young girl played by Marion Cotillard, the chick from all the Nolan movies.
Oh, Inception. Yeah.
Inception, yeah. And she was also she played Talia al Ghul in the Batman movies, or the Dark Knight Returns, Rises, whatever. Anyway, so she's in it, and I knew him previously to that because they used to have this really great Folgers Crystals Folgers commercial that he was in, and he was in it with the girl that played Tessa, Duncan's girlfriend in the show, and they did a little in joke back before. I mean, this is before like people had internet and could to find Easter eggs, but
to cross check and understand.
Yeah. They show up in the at the villa that Anthony Stewart Head and his son are at, and he's like, "Oh, would you like a cup of coffee?" She goes, "No, I like tea," and that's kind of inside joke. And I was like, I get it. That's a reference. I understood that reference, and things like that. So, but yeah, I'd known him for a really long time. Apparently, I'd like to talk to Lance. Hopefully, I can get on his show today. And apparently, Lance has interviewed him or at least met him. Cool. So that's really interesting. I'd love to hear about that. But yeah, I mean, he just seemed like a really all that bullshit about Joss Whedon. He was one of the few people to come to Joss Whedon's defense, in so much as to say, look, I didn't know anything about this. I don't understand why they didn't come to me if there was a problem, which is like finally some common sense to do. He wasn't denying that anything, untoward had actually happened. He was just like, well, yeah, like, why didn't you say anything to me then? How come I'm out of the loop on this? And I mean, the reason he's out of the loop.
It also takes away from the urgency when you wait 10, 20, 30 years to say something. I mean,
right.
Aren't they recently trashing? Oh God, Val Kilmer. A couple of people are now not trashing. They're making remarks about Val Kilmer being the worst person on the planet. Like, why would you wait a year afterwards?
Yeah, that's odd. What an odd thing to do. But anyway, and I just I didn't watch Ted Lasso, but I think it's interesting that his name was Rupert on that show as well. Even though I think he's kind of the villain on that show, maybe, or at least an antagonist.
I just learned this morning that he was on. I never watched the show, but I was like, it's happy to know that he was still working up until the very end. So good for him.
Yeah,
he's on show.
He was on a British comedy series too, playing the Prime Minister, wasn't he, Northern?
I don't know. I do remember him in another comedy called Free Agents, where he plays a pervy agent, and he's a right lech in that sitcom, and it only lasted one season. It's a shame because he was really funny in it. He really was.
I think it's pretty safe to say, regardless of all the cool, cameos he's made in things and, onesies and twosies, I think we can all agree Rupert Giles was probably his career defining role. And that's great, and that's great. He was in it from the very beginning all the way to the very end. I would have liked him to have popped up on Angel in the final season, but I get it. I don't really like how his character, was, but the afterwards comics, the Joss Whedon written comics that follow up, which is basically canonically season 8, he's in those a lot, and pretty interesting as well. So if you get a chance, read them. There is a gross subplot about Xander and fucking Dawn getting together, so that's kind of fucked up, but whatever, I guess. I mean, look at it how you will, but I mean, read it for the fact. But anyway, Listening to Fear. Let's do the promo. Shall we do the promo for Listening to Fear? Yeah,
why not?
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now that the promo's way better than the actual the actual
That's
show.
advertising. Pull them in.
Something from a world beyond has come to Sunnydale,
Something evil crashed to Earth.
This is definitely new territory.
and it's taking refuge in Buffy's house.
I'm gonna close my eyes. You're going to go away.
That makes it look like a very impressive X-Files episode.
That was the vibe that I think everybody gets.
Yeah.
So Buffy's mom gets out of the hospital. She's got a hole in her head and she's doing weirdo shit. By the way, what do you guys believe? Do you guys believe in that theory that the Dawn being created fucked up her mind and gave her a fucking brain cancer or whatever?
I don't know. It just seems kind of just shoehorned in to take two plot points and smush them together.
I mean, I'm not against it per se. I don't know that it's the best theory, but it's definitely not the worst.
Well, all right. So she's got a daughter who's a vampire slayer, and there's demons and creatures, and she's been thrown around and spells, and so yeah, I guess why not?
Yeah, but she's her brain's fucked up, which I guess would happen in this situation, and she becomes one of the. I guess this demon is summoned from outer space, so there's demons in outer space too, and in order to get rid of and it's not actually Glory that does it, it's actually Ben that did it, because the crazy people are running around too much, and it's drawing too much attention
I just thought it was like is making his job difficult. He was get stressed out.
You're right. There's too many fucking crazy people. Right, exactly.
These insane folk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
'cause
too
no
many
way
crazy
it's Ben
people.
Glory.
I can't keep pulling extra hours. And
Yeah,
shit.
I'm tired.
I'm
Please
tired.
eat these people.
I'm trying to fuck this Buffy chick. Like, give me a fucking break. But yeah, so this thing comes at it. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of frightening. I don't know.
Well,
That thing freaks me out a little bit. It's like a fucking cockroach just crawling all over the place. Going,
my problem is that it looks like he's wearing a do-rag. Like he's got a brown leather hat.
that makes it worse. That makes it worse.
Racist much, Joss Whedon?
Jeez, Joss.
What are you saying, sir?
Somebody got bothered at the gas station on the way home the other night. But yeah, no. So the thing comes after, and Buffy's so upset because of Joyce's shenanigans that she just decides to crank up. What the fuck is she? It sounds like the station if you play Grand Theft Auto Vice City. The fucking welcome to Telemundo. It's like
Welcome to copyright-free radio.
Right, copyright
out of
free.
all the fucking copyright stuff, they had to pick that one. It's so distracting because it takes away from Sarah Michelle Gellar's very honest performance here.
Yeah.
Selling it.
Yeah.
She's selling it.
I'll say this. I completely agree with you, but because of the topic and her, it was still a good. I still had the impact of the situation. Like, yes, that music hits. I'm like, let me ignore that. And I thought it was a very sad and powerful is maybe too big of a word, but just impactful moment for her to start to break down because her mom. It's not something that she can fix with her spells and stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's why the episode is kind of good as well, because there is kind of an honesty there as well. We've all gone through this with a loved one, and it is fucking heartbreaking. But then you've got this thing from outer space just crawling around, and it's fucking weird. It kind of I mean, if it was just summoned from a fucking hell portal or something, I probably would have forgiven it a little bit more.
Well, I'll say that they dumped a ton of money. You got the helicopter shot. They actually got the helicopter, which I don't think was CG, even though I was watching on my phone. And then that whole field on fire. I mean, so it looked like they threw some decent money into this particular episode, or the budget went to mostly that sequence, I think.
Maybe. I do. I like and I don't like a couple things. So let me nitpick a little first, and then I'll give its praises. So the nitpicky stuff is I don't believe that there's a subplot because Riley's getting suck jobs from vampires. I don't really believe that he would be super into that, and I definitely don't believe that he would be doing that and not show up to help the team go on patrol. I definitely do not believe that. Is very out of character, and I would not. I'm not buying that. That's just they would have done better with a fucking drunk, like. I'm glad they didn't make this a thing because, like, I watched the TV show Arrow, and they have a subplot where, the Arrow guy's girlfriend or ex-girlfriend starts getting heavy into the fucking bottle. And that's a lot more realistic than, this shit with the, I mean, and I'm sure it is. And, I'm sure they thought they were very clever doing this kind of, subversion of this character, and that, it's an allegory for, some sort of addiction. I'm sure they really were patting themselves on the back for it, but I don't buy it. I don't buy that for Riley. I'm not the biggest Riley defender, but I'm definitely not one of his haters. And so I don't like it. And then the other nitpick I would probably have is I just don't believe that. I don't believe in Sunnydale, even with all this stuff going on, Buffy would leave Joyce unguarded. Because literally almost anything could get in their house. I mean, the only thing they can stop is vampires. Everything else is like, it can get in there. And with everything fucking going on, even with mom acting fucking Looney Tunes, I don't believe that Buffy would do that. That's very, very fucking out of character. And I don't like how Spike is very nerfed in this. He does get to come back in the next episode, so I'm pretty happy about that. But we'll talk about that then. But those are my nitpicks with it. Some of the good stuff is I like the fact that the military is on this so quickly, and they're looking to like bring Riley back as an asset. I found that to be very believable. I do really like this overhead scene of Joyce acting crazy, talking to nothing, but then it turns out she is talking to something, and it's that fucking thing. And I'll tell you what, when this aired and I watched, I think this is like maybe 2 or 3 episodes before I went to boot camp. So spending a lot of time, binge watching TV shows with my girlfriend, who I later married. And she was freaked the fuck out by this episode. Like, upon rewatch, when I bought the DVD compilations and shit, she refused to watch this episode. She gets really freaked out by it. So of course I'd play it just to piss her off, even though it's kind of a mid episode or whatever. But yeah, I don't mind the thing of, Ben summoning this demon in order to clean up the mess. I don't mind that because it does 2 things. 1, it's practical, and 2, it gives us an idea of his character, because what he's really doing, instead of trying to come up with a spell to like reverse Glory's effects on people of making people crazy, instead of doing that, he's basically unleashing this fucking thing on everybody. But like Northern said, I would have preferred it being like, a hell demon that he like, why did he bring it down from outer space? That just seems odd. It seems like an odd thing. It seems like the writer's room, like somebody was like, what if we brought a snake alive from ancient Egypt last episode. What if we brought something down from space? It's like, and then why doesn't Glory just snap their necks after she takes the sanity out of them? Like, why would she care? Why wouldn't she? And then just have her little minions go bury the body somewheres. Is that just to show us that her character just doesn't give a fuck? Or what's you guys' thoughts there?
Well, I just don't believe that Joyce would wear that dress to bed, that Little House on the Prairie pajama thing.
I don't know. I kind of like. Is it weird that I like it? Is it like?
It's just, look at how she dresses everywhere else, and all of a sudden she's putting on the 1920s. Anyway,
I don't know, man. Her tits are looking really good there. I don't know. I could see.
I want to defend the choice with Riley. The last 2 episodes, he's realizing that he's not. I'm going to say I don't think he's as close to. He thinks he's not as close to Buffy as he thinks he is. Kind of he's no longer in that military organization, kind of like on the fringe. He's being, I would say, pushed away by Buffy because she's dealing with the potential or soon to be death of the mother. So now he's just kind of on purpose acting out of character just to fulfill a need. The dancing close to being bitten and killed and or turned, and then killing a vampire. So like, a weird Russian roulette, maybe. And I just think he's just so down on himself that like, fuck it, I'll just I'll go play in traffic. I don't know. It just seemed like that might be what he's going through some shit, and that's why he's maybe just making bad choices in terms of messing around with vampire chicks.
You know what? That's not a bad. I like the Russian roulette idea. I like it.
Also, this spell or energy they send to outer space, like, does another portal open up close to Earth so this meteorite can get here? Or did they send the spell, 10 years ago to contact the worm planet to send the space cockroach down? Because it takes a while to get even from the moon. So I'm like, yeah, okay, it's a meteorite. They called it down, but is it just circling the Earth? Is it out there waiting to be pinged? So that was, I don't know. It just should have crawled up out of the ground in an explosion or something.
Yeah. I'm not inclined to disagree with any of that. Actually, it's a pretty good theory, the Russian roulette theory, that he would do that because he's not getting any action and shit like that. So both with,
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, even sexually, most vampire lore, you get kind of turned on. And so maybe just having her bite his arm, that's his his release.
I don't know. I don't like being bitten myself personally, but that's just me. I usually.
But you weren't bitten by a vampire on the weenie.
No, not on the weenie. No, I would being bitten on the weenie actually be a good thing. I feel like
no, I don't. I think that would be the worst place to be bit by a vampire or a snake or a girlfriend or a rabid dog
or a cellmate.
Ugh.
Wait, what? Anyway, but I mean, this does. Again, this is a reference to the trilogy of what do they call this? Like the trilogy of despair for these 3 episodes.
I think that's what.
Yeah, because it's like 3 episodes of really fucking heavy. Oh my God, she's dying shit.
Yeah, 3 bummer episodes. I don't think you were treated very fairly here, Riley. I really don't. But
do you think it might be due because to the writers not thinking of anything else to do, anything else interesting they can do with the character, so they think, all right, let's give him this little bit of despair and have Buffy get pissed off at him because
yeah, no, that's
him. It's
yeah.
Like, I don't know. It just
I think that's exactly what they were thinking, and I don't like it.
They could have done it better. They really could have done that better. And
the trope of writing someone in a bad, like making them unlikable out of nowhere because you don't know what to do with their character and they've got to go, like turning Khaleesi into a fucking power hungry fucking crazy person that wipes out King's Landing.
Yeah, in like what 2 or 3 episodes she does that turn,
right?
Or even less.
Or like I'm spoiling the shit out of a lot of shows here. Or in Yellowstone where they make Jamie the fucking bad guy in the last couple fucking episodes and shit when he really is kind of like just a tragic character. Like, dude, you know what I would have done? You know what I would have done for this to get him out of there? I would have had him fucking getting, reverse the roles instead of Spike getting tortured. And so, well, I mean, they could have still done that. But have Glory's minions grab up Riley. He takes a few of them out, and then Glory fucking gets him, and she's like, "Hey, tell me who the key is." And maybe at some point he did know it was Dawn or whatever. It gets revealed to him that it's Dawn, and he won't give it up, and he goes out like a fucking badass and like blows the both of them up, which kills him but doesn't kill her because she's a god or whatever, and have him die that way, and then really piss Buffy off. Then he dies tragically. And Buffy does realize that she loved him all along.
Well, I mean, it's right there. I'm not in the writer's room, and I'm not a writer. But like, you have 15 characters and an hour teleplay to put together a story that moves from point A to point B. And I not that it's weak writing in that particular sense, but how much time do you spend and how much of the episode do you get into Riley and why he's doing that versus like just show, don't tell. And then we move on because there's not enough time to fill in minor little details.
Yeah, I just don't understand why we have to assassinate his character. I mean, because really, all he gets is that one fucking comeback, with the chick from the TV show Banshee in the next fucking season coming back, just to rub his awesome life and fucking Buffy's. He is in some of the side novels and stuff like that. He does pop in there. But I mean, dude, I really him going out like a fucking boss, trying to at least damage or take down Glory would have been so much better and would have given so much motivation and really would have upped the stakes, no pun intended or pun intended, of this show. But instead they just go with, oh, he gets addicted to suck jobs from vampires and decides he's going to be a crybaby and fucking leave Buffy if she doesn't act the way he wants her to.
Well, that's just lazy writing.
So, hey, we're going to take another quick pause, and I'm going to put this dog up because he's snoring very loud. I'm going to go put him in the other room. So, overall thoughts on the episode, going with Northern, then Critter, then I'll bring up Rear Security, and just tell me your overall thoughts and your favorite quote if you have one.
Okay, so yeah, it's the mixed bag, but the moments where you're seeing the girls trying to deal with their mother's illness is actually very honest, and it is probably when the episode is at its best, you know. But then you got the cockroach teared with a face from outer space thing crawling around, and it is quite horrific to look at. And I'm not gonna lie, it did make me feel a bit squeamish because I don't like fucking cockroaches and these creepy crawlers, yeah, the Riley thing just feels really tacked on, like they didn't know what to do with him. But apart from that, yeah, it's still a pretty heartbreaking episode to watch. And I do like the last line from Joyce Summers, where she says, "She's not my daughter, but she does still feel like my daughter. Will you still protect her?" And it's actually very touching. That's it. No matter what she is, she still feels like my daughter. I have to know you'll take care of her, that you'll keep her safe, that you'll love her like I love you. And I love that. You know, she knows she's not real. She knows she's been conjured up now, and she's just something that has been inserted into her memories just recently. But she's still going to be the mother to her. She's still got that maternal instinct, and I like that. It's best quote of the episode in my opinion.
Okay.
I liked it. I mean, it's not a great episode, and I think what elevates it for all its flaws is the whole sequence with the creature running around the house. I thought that was really well done. I will say, besides that music being very jarring for me, the opening slaying in the graveyard, a lot of iTunes sound effects, punches, and falling on the dirt, and it reminded me of like a cartoon. It sounded like very cartoony with the sound effects they were using. But again, I still liked watching the other folks in action, and that very muscular blonde vampire that I guess, I don't know, they were out shopping or something. The two female vampires that were taken out. I did like the extra effect of the skull. I don't recall seeing the skull as they turned to dust. I wish they just turned to all dust and they faded away, and you could see their skulls as they died. Yeah, I didn't mind the episode. It just felt like they were trying to do an X-Files episode, I guess. It was fine. For me, I think after Willow staked both the female vampires in the beginning, she's like, "Oh my God, you see me? That was pretty cool, except the part where I was all terrified and now my knees are all dizzy." And so I thought that was kind of funny for a quote from me.
It's not one of my favorite episodes, but I don't hate it, and I will watch it on a rewatch. I realize it's part of the trilogy of misery, but I can find something to like in almost any Buffy episode. So, you know, I don't have a problem. I don't like, as I indicated, I don't like the assassination of Riley's character, but he does get some good moments in it, and it's pretty interesting. There's a lot of good dialogue in this stuff I didn't even remember because I was gonna word my quote properly. And so I looked up the actual quote to make sure I got it right. And then I found like a shit ton of other quotes. So, yeah, I guess but my favorite thing, my personal favorite without looking at IMDb was in Joyce says, "I bet it's not even hooked up to anything. It's like the push buttons on the crosswalk that are supposed to make it." And Buffy's like, "No, I'm sure. Wait, those don't do anything."
I don't think they are.
But there's other good ones. Giles and Xander get the good back and forth because Xander always simplifies things that Giles says because Giles is the king of exposition. He's like, "I still don't get why we had to come here to get info about a killer snot monster because it's a killer snot monster from outer space."
I can't believe I said that.
Yeah.
I want to also mention Spike. Spike's, again, always his appearances are always great, but it's so freaking creepy. He was in the basement trying to find pictures of Buffy. So
yeah.
I do kind of buy it as well because he is kind of a bit of a demon. He doesn't really know how to be fucking decent, and he's kind of still finding his humanity a tiny bit more now, isn't he?
He's definitely a villain-ish. But I just like, oh god, dude, you're like the underpants in the other episode stealing photos. Like, are you building a shrine in your lair? You creep.
Yeah. That's exactly what he's doing. Funny you should say that, because that's exactly what he's doing. But yeah, I mean, overall, not a bad episode, but it's not, it's definitely not a banger by any stretch of the imagination. But speaking of bangers, we get a fucking great one in the trial with Angel. So let's move on to that one. And it is a good one. Wait, did I not have the promo for that? Hang on. I thought I had the promo for that.
Side note, I'm really liking Angel's theme song more than Buffy. In general, in theme songs, I really like Angel's theme song for the show.
Yeah. I guess it didn't download. That's odd. Anyway, who cares? So yeah, it's the trial. So we've got Darla has cancer, and or not cancer, syphilis rather. It's a syphilitic heart condition. Sorry, geez, that's difficult to say, which is weird because I've had syphilis. So you think I'd be able to know that better. Oh, by the way, side note, Glory. Hey, can I show you guys what Claire Kramer, aka Glory, looks like right now?
Okay.
Bam! What's up, pants stiffener?
A while back ago, I saw she put on a bit of weight, but it looks like she's lost it again. So,
well, she's got it in the right places.
I was gonna say she gained weight.
Even when she put the weight on, though, she still looks pretty cute, though. I will give her that. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind if she did pile on the pounds again a little bit. She's she carries it well. She does.
I mean, listen, I have a certain demographic that I go for with chicks. I like them built for comfort, not for speed. So, I'm fine with it, no matter what. But anyway, Angel seems like he's doing laundry and being fussy, and maybe he is, and trying to distract himself. But meanwhile, I had Gunn do. Did you guys notice on these rewatches, Gunn does a lot of the detective work? You guys notice that? Like, he's the one that pointed out the flaw in the logic when the cops came storming looking for Angel, because he was like, well, yeah, he's a vampire, but how did he get in the house if he killed her husband? Like, she didn't invite him in, right? She's like, no, of course not. And it was like, oh, duh. So he's actually doing more detectiving than the actual detectives, which is great. And I just like Gunn in general. He's just one of my favorites.
He's a pretty solid character, and the writing will certainly help him from time to time.
Yeah. Well, that's true, but I just, like I said, I J. August Richards is just really, cool guy, and I like him. But Darla knows she's dying, and she just decides, I'm gonna go find a random vamp and get him to turn, and she finds some fucking dork. This
whole sequence was fantastic.
Yeah. You've never changed anyone? No, that sounds really gross, actually.
Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, he's like, are you serious? That sounds. I like that he's even got bad skin. Like, he's still got a bad complexion under the vampire. It's like
a vampire with a mullet.
Right, exactly. Vampire with a mullet. And she's gonna go for it anyway. And Angel, not knowing what the audience knows, and obviously not knowing what she knows, he's like, what are you doing? Like, this is ridiculous. Why don't you, and then when he does find out, of course, he gets it confirmed with Lindsay, and there's a little back and forth. What do you guys think about the Lindsay Angel fucking back and forth tete-a-tete with him? Kind of like, he's very unforgiving with Lindsay. Like, he's very forgiving with a lot of Lindsay. He really fucks with hard. You guys ever notice that?
Well, he had an out. Like, they worked together to give him an out, and he just got pulled right back in, lost his arm, and so he's like, kind of now. I mean, now he's the baddie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a chance to get out and get away from it all, and now he's in the mix.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's like, you made me think like you could change and redeem yourself, but no, you started laying with the bad guys again.
Like it's a failure on Angel's part. Like, I think he's taking it like this.
Yeah, he had a chance to redeem himself, and he threw it back in his face. That's what he feels like.
It just people that he gives other chances to, he doesn't fucking give to. He doesn't extend that same courtesy to Lindsay. And he's again, it becomes a thing where Lindsay is one of Angel's, pettiness, like the pettiness of Angel comes out a lot in dealing with Lindsay. So
Throttling him and grabbing his throat when Lindsay clearly would have just told him stuff.
Right. He does shit that's unnecessary I don't know, man. I just think like I get it. I mean, I'm here for it because the acting is so good, but I mean, logically speaking, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. And but it's fine. Like at the end of the day, I don't have a big problem with it. I think it's probably because the actor that plays Lindsay, I really, really like him. So I guess I want different stuff. And I like his performance in this. I can't wait. I cannot fucking wait till we get to the later in the season with the banger Lindsay episode. I cannot wait for that because it is one of my favorite episodes, not only of the season but of the show, and it's because of Lindsay, the magic hand one. So anyway, not going to spoil that.
Yeah, it does kind of establish just how petty Angel is towards Lindsay for some reason. It's what is it, country or rock? Pick a tone.
Pick a style, buddy. Angel brings Darla into Kairos to sing, and of course Lauren. Does it seem to anybody else that Lauren sends fucking Angel on a lot of suicide missions when he's trying to help him? He's sends him to a guru that winds up getting killed, and then the other guru is not a real guru, and it just seems that Lauren is in Lauren trying to help. It just seems like a lot of crazy shit goes down of unintended consequences. And Julie Benn singing is great. That's definitely a win.
That's her singing. Passion.
That is her singing. Yeah,
her actually singing.
Yeah, she's great. I never watched that Dexter show, but I have it on good authority that she's one of the best things in it. So I don't know. I may give it a watch at some point. I think I won't watch it just because people keep trying to force it on me so much. They're like, "You're just like Dexter," and I'm like, I don't feel like that's a compliment.
I mean, he's a fucking
isn't he a serial killer that kills killers?
Yeah.
I don't see. That's not me. I don't do serial killer. I'll just shoot people. I'm not gonna fucking do
for the right price. Oh, you do it for the money. Dexter does it because
I'm in it for I'm in it for the money, patriotism, and love of the game. What's with this fuck? So they go to the trial thing. I do I don't want to say it because there's a funny thing that happens that in order for Angel to get into the trial universe or whatever the fuck it is. I'm fine with this. I think they do this better on Angel than they do on Buffy. This because there's a lot of little pocket universes.
Oh, hello, I just went quiet.
Well, I'm gonna say this spread looks really good. The grapes and I guess some kind of dip and bread. But then I realized there's nothing to drink, so I don't know how dry my mouth would get. But this made me hungry.
Yeah, where's the protein?
No, I think that's wine. I think that's wine in just past the fruit bowl.
Mm. Yeah, where's the protein though? Come on, let's get some chicken, ham, and
I don't see like deli meats or a charcuterie board, unless it's on another armoire. I don't know. And I like this guy, this demon butler guy.
Yeah, he's very reasonable as well. I mean, because when it gets down to when he completes the task and he can't grant her a second chance because she's already had it, it's fair play, man. He's doing his job. He's doing his job really well here. Just like
the demon in the I don't know. We just mentioned his name in the cabaret, or in general when the demons and what they're just very businesslike, like regular people. There was one where a couple episodes ago, I think it was a Buffy, where they were going to offer something. That was Willow turns around. Oh, okay, well, thank you. If you change your mind, here's our number. And they go off like they got other work to do. So I always liked when a villain or creature is just like a regular guy. The way this butler, oh, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Well, good luck, and that kind of thing.
Yep. And the trial is actually really good as well. I mean, he's going through a lot of fucking pain as well. So he's walking on crosses on the floor in his bare feet. The power went out, and Jesus Christ, we're trapped on the stream.
Putting his hand into the holy water was just that seemed really painful. I will say this: when the I'll call it the pig guy, the first green guy, first trial, throws the hook. I like how it was. I mean, granted, they had to keep it bloodless, but like there's a hook in his thigh, and he's being dragged across the floor. And then later, the final trial where the cuffs come out and the binders come out and get his wrists and his ankles. I'm like, in my mind, like it would have been cooler if they were also hooks, very Hellraiser-esque, where he's held up in his wrist or his ankle and his ankles by hooks. Although maybe that would be too much for TV.
Yeah, but it is a very good redemption act for Darla right up until the end, because when she sees that he went through all this stuff and she's not going to get a second chance, she's like, no, this is my second chance, you know. And I am meant to die like this. I was meant to die of syphilis, and she kind of accepts her fate and stops trying to fight it. She stops trying to turn herself into a vampire and become evil again. She acts human and accepts that her time is gone now. She died. She came back. She was immortal for a long time. She died again, came back human, and now maybe it is time to end itself.
Yeah, we're here. We're here.
Yeah, you're here. Thank God. Before we're going to be stuck here forever, man. Your power went out.
The stream
You've left us in an alternate universe.
I do want to say when Drusilla makes that, spoiler alert, Drusilla makes that entrance at the end, I really thought they had her floating through the air, like she was floating in, but no, she was just walking slowly. And I'm like, oh, they maybe should have had her float on in with her vampire type powers.
Yeah, Drusilla returning was awesome. It was like a great reveal. Yeah.
So,
oh no, there's an issue with my file. So you guys can't hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, sorry about that.
Did you lose stuff as your power went out, or are you back on track?
Probably. Yeah, I probably fucking.
Well, we basically talked through the end of the episode in the trial, so I don't know what you want.
That was mighty wide of you. Yeah, no, I do have a few things. Damn, did I lose all that data? Holy shit. Damn, that's crazy. Just for the power going out? That's odd.
Now you got to run around and reset the clock on the stove.
Now that sounds like a girlfriend problem to me, right? This ain't my house, it's hers. That's not my jet. Yeah, no. Oh damn, damn all that fucking data. That is
mic is playing up a little bit.
Okay. Oh, there it is. My mic is playing up.
Yeah, it's got a little bit. Yeah,
you were bing bonging, but I don't think it's happening now.
Well,
yeah, you sound fine.
Yeah,
I'm hooked into my phone. I'm hooked into my phone. So, but this reaction from pretty valid crash out here. Oh, is it not going to play? Oh, damn, Jesus. Because I'm doing this off the phone. So, unfortunately, I'm going to try a trick really quick in real time. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hang on. I'm trying to put this on the pause that. I do feel like after going through these fucking trials, Angel crashing out here is pretty valid. Especially with the fact that, you know, he's the big bummer of you know, you promised her a second chance, and he's like, she's living her second chance. I'm like, God dang, what a gut punch. After I did all that shit, I would not.
Especially like coming to terms like, yes, please kill me so she can live. And like, psych, you're okay.
Yeah. I mean, insult to fucking injury.
Yeah.
This fucking look at his look. This is not, I would not want to be on the even with a soul, I would not want to be on the receiving end of this fucking glare from Angel right here. This is definitely a valid fucking crash out right here. Like this, she's just like, Angel, I'm sorry. He just fuck your table and your guards. I don't give a shit.
That's how
I
you
love
deal with your problems. You don't fucking while on TikTok. You just bash the nearest bastard that's in front of you. That's
right,
it.
exactly. Then
That's right. He didn't go out to his car, get his phone out, and say, "Oh, I'm going through a rough time right now.
I got to make a TikTok. I got to make
Yeah,
a TikTok about it.
I just tried to save my girlfriend, and
I mean, it's definitely valid, and I do have a nitpick about the episode though. But it involves a spoiler, and since Critter hasn't seen all of the series, I don't want to do that. But I will. I'm gonna say this, which is there is a precedent for him making somebody, even having a soul, making someone a vampire. There is a precedent for that, and it's not a good one. And it has one not yet happened and one has already happened. Without, I know I'm being explicitly vague here, but it's just because I'm trying to protect Critter's enjoyment of the show. But Luke or Northern, you know what I'm talking about like the juxtaposition of whether or not, because I have a soul, I should bite you and make you a vampire, and maybe that would be okay. You know what I'm talking about? Because you've watched.
How about this? I'll turn my volume down for, let's say, 60 seconds.
No, you gotta. I've been vague enough about it, but let's just say there's both a precedent within the show, in the lore, that this has already happened. He has already done this thing, and then in the subsequent season 6 after the fall, the comic version of him doing it again, which is crazy.
And does that second time in the future, does that end really badly?
They both are very bad. They're both very bad situations where he should have just let the person die. So this is done to great purpose. If you guys ever really want to get into a cool vampire show, watch Midnight Mass on Netflix. That's a great vampire show. And that's that whole, would you rather live forever as a vampire or die as a human is done very, very well. So if you get a chance.
I also wrestle with that concept, like to become the Highlander, watching all your girlfriends, loved ones grow old and die, and you're still you.
Yeah, the Highlander thing I feel like is a little better though, because you don't have to feed off of people. You do have to kill, but only another immortal, and it's sort of honorable because you both have swords and you go find a private place and fucking figure it out. I wonder how that would work today with all the CC. Anyway, that's a different stream. That's a different stream. Don't side quest me.
Gotcha.
Anyway, but this whole reveal of Wolfram and Hart and the thugs with Lindsay coming in and fucking Angel up. I like the whole idea of kind of like Batman, the Long Night, where Bane had released all of Arkham Asylum and a worn out, just battle weary Bruce Wayne gets his back cracked by fucking Bane, much in the same way, Angel's like on his last leg right here, and both mentally and physically exhausted, and Lindsay and the goons come in and fuck him up with some tasers and some rough hands and shit like that, and then just we get that banger of an entrance from Drusilla coming in, and the look on Angel's face, because he realizes not only what's going to happen, he realizes that this is his fault. Ultimately, this is the end result of his consequences of his decisions, because what he did to Drusilla has now come full circle and is coming back to haunt him, which is crazy. And the fact that they got Drusilla to do this is like, that's some next level shit. And look at his face right here. Like, he knows that this is fucked up, that this is so fucked up, and that there's nothing that can be done about it.
I like the whole sequence where she's it's sensual, it's sexual, it's creepy, all to say, like she's like breastfeeding her own blood and all that it implies, and just the eye contact, and she's in vampire face and caressing and holding her close. I just nice little ending moment there with those the way they filmed it, whatever the mannerisms of those two characters.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, beyond that, I mean, do you want to extrapolate on that and give me your final thoughts on the episode and maybe a quote if you can think of it.
Yeah, I again, more of a fan of Angel. I think because it's darker and more serious without John Ritter robots and space cockroaches. But this one clearly.
Man, you are really down on the John Ritter Ted episode.
I've been watching a lot of 8 Simple Rules bloopers and tributes to to John Ritter. So I like him a lot. I just find it funny that he played an evil robot. I just enjoy it. No, I thought again. I think Buffy is a fun episode. Again, I kind of felt a little cartoony. This episode and most of the Angel episodes, I feel, are darker, more Batman, film noir, detective stuff.
Yes,
their monsters and demons seem a little bit more grounded, and so this was a good episode. I really liked this episode a lot. It was a lot of very entertaining. I enjoyed it.
Do you have a quote?
For me, and again, the quote in the beginning, they're talking about like, I asked you to be a man and step up and help out Angel, and he goes, I was a man. I said things, and she's like what? Like, did he prefer milk or sugar in his tea? It's how men talk about things in England.
Oh shit, Wesley. No could ever make me hate you. Okay, great. Northern. Again, I'm aware that while I was in my fucking power outage loop, you guys probably discussed. So just, I mean, if you can say anything different that you haven't already, that would be great.
Yeah, I do like this episode. I mean, seeing Angel just go through fucking hell and back, literally, and try to adapt to some of the challenges when he sees, the obstacles that are in his way, like the guy that can regenerate, and trying to figure out a way to defeat him was actually very clever. And these are very good. These are kind of like these trials are like fuck yous to being a vampire. You got crosses on the floor. You got to get the key from holy water, and it's like, damn man, he's you don't fuck about you trial making people, do you? But I like the fact it does redeem Darla a little bit, because this goes to my favorite quote, and that is, how could the powers allow you to be brought back, dangle a second chance and take it away like this? And Darla says, maybe this is my second chance. What, to die? Yes, to die the way I was supposed to die in the first place. And it just humanizes her as well. She's not trying to cheat death or cheat mortality. She's actually accepting that, it's time. Maybe I've lived too long. I've been dead. I've been alive, and now maybe I should rest now. And the fact that you went through all this for me as well just says more about you than this is a side to you I've never seen before. And God, that reveal with Drusilla coming in, God, that was so cool. That is how you end an episode. I really liked it. And Wesley and Cordelia are cute as always. But yeah, Darla is probably the best character in it. And yeah, once again, I love that fucking dopey vampire that she's trying to get to sire at. What do you think? I came here for the snacks, honey. Here you are, the snack.
You know what I feel like? You know who I think he is? I feel like he's the guy from Roadhouse. Where he's like, for you ever see a better pair of attitudes for $10? You can kiss them.
Yeah.
I ain't got $10. I think he's that guy. Turn into a vampire. Yeah. I enjoy this episode, and knowing what follows after makes me like it even more. I like the whole Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail type, going through these things in order to, try to redeem or give Darla another chance. And he's just doing it because he's selfless. Like I thought it was a strange thing that I thought it was very strange that he decided like, I'm gonna go this hard for somebody who basically just staked in season 1 of Buffy. But I get it. He's on this road to redemption, and he's trying to help. So I definitely appreciate it. Beyond that, knowing that this brings us on the Dark Angel trip is really cool, and seeing it happen here, seeing him start to fray at the edges and all that stuff. And I understand it better now. I understand that this is all this stuff is set up to remove Angel from his mission. Like, Angel thinks this is his mission, but it's not. This is not the stuff that he's supposed to be doing to be a champion. This is like some side quest selfish shit that he's doing, and I get that now, and I didn't always get that before. There's a lot of favorite quotes in here. I like the whole, you're a prisoner, we'll hit you on the head with something hard, the way that, a good team does, like you've been driving Angel crazy. So, we're not, disposed to, be here to help you. We're sorry about you dying. I do like that one. But what I really always thought, because I've used it so many times, is when he gets ready to jump into the empty pool as the leap of faith. And he's like, well, either I'm going to go into this thing in this portal, or you're about to see something really funny. Which I like that he could laugh at himself about it. Like, he could take a little shot at those little moments when Angel can mock his own brooding seriousness, are always great. And again, I just wanted to reiterate that, Anthony Stewart Head, what a fucking gentleman. God, you'll be missed. I would be doing a disservice to the stream if I didn't play a great outro for him. But before that, one of Giles's best and defining moments. I know Northern English had posted this, and so I just wanted to do it a little bit of justice as well. From season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Lie to Me.
Never get easy.
You mean life?
Yeah. Does it get easy?
What do you want me to say?
Lie to me.
Yes, it's terribly simple. The good guys are always stalwart and true. The bad guys are easily distinguished by their pointy horns or black hats. And we always defeat them and save the day. No one ever dies, and everybody lives happily ever after.
Liar.
Can I help you?
I was looking for some, books. I'm new.
Miss Summer?
Good call. Gotta sell me a new kid, huh?
I'm Mr. Giles.
Go ahead. Prepare me.
It's hard, me the courage of stars.
She's a hero, you see.
Before you
She's not like us.
how light carries
Slayer watches relationships then, isn't it? She's gone. I did my job.
Even after death, with shortness of breath, you explain the infinite. How rare and beautiful it is to even exist. I couldn't help but ask you to see it all again.
Silence, Syndicate.
I tried to write it down,
Science?
I never
We need a
find
science. You're so useful sitting here with all your books. You're really a lot of help.
one more time. Let the universe
If it's guilt you're looking for, Buffy, I'm not sure.
be seen by my eye. I
We'll get through
couldn't
this
help
by some
but
more.
ask you to say it all
Respect.
I tried to write it down,
How did you know this
but I could never find the pen. I'd give anything to hear
Your eyes.
say it one more time. That the universe was meant just to be seen by my eyes. The shore
Your affection for your charge has rendered you incapable of clear and impartial judgment.
I'll explain
You have a father's love for the child.
the infinite.
That is useless to the cause.
How rare and beautiful it truly is that we exist.